We are live. Happy Monday.
Hi,
Hope
everybody.
everyone is having a good day so far. Seth is not here, but Michael Bingham is here, and he's talking about Swamp Dogs, which we will talk about. I'm very excited for DreamWorks Land. That is definitely going to be the highlight of what we talk about today. But yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and get started. Adam, are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do it. Let's talk about some theme park stuff.
Yes. Okay.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
And welcome to the Attractions Magazine podcast, sponsored by MEI and MEI-Travel. I'm Carly.
I'm Adam.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news, as well as a little bit what's going on in our lives. Seth is not here. He is once again covering Fringe Fest. So I have my favorite person with me. Say hi.
Hi, everybody. We decided to suit up today. It's a fancy.
Yes.
Why not?
Oh, I love the How I Met Your Mother reference.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me. We just had exciting news drop today about HHN, which we will get into in the news in a queue, but there has been so much just awesome stuff lately. This week, I'm actually headed to Dollywood to be one of the first to preview the Dolly Parton experience. Then you and I are jetting off to Orlando to stay in some new hotels. So there's a lot of theme parking. Also this week will be the premiere of the new drone show at Disney Springs. So what are you hyped about?
I'm hyped about all of that. Literally everything. I feel like we're going at the perfect time. We've got the drone show. We've got DreamWorks. There's something else at Universal. I think you just told me there's something else happening. I forgot what it was.
The rumor is the Tribute Store.
The Tribute Store. Yes, the Tribute Store. That we don't even have time to talk about the historic carousel that we went on yesterday. We don't even have time to talk about it.
Yes, there is a lot going on. It's an exciting time if you're headed to Orlando this summer. So I'd say, you want to get into the news in the queue?
No, I'm good. I'll see you later. I'm just kidding.
Okay, and first up, we already announced that Tiana's Bayou Adventure was going to be opening this June, and now we have a little bit more information on how you can actually ride it once it officially opens. So there's cast member previews that already went up for registration. There's annual pass holder previews, but let's talk about how the general public can access this attraction once it opens on June 28th. So there will be two options. You will use either a virtual queue or a Lightning Lane access via the paid Disney Genie Plus service. Disney has announced that when it opens, there won't be a typical standby queue. So, you can't just show up and hope to ride it. You will have to pre-plan. But the good news, and they did word this, is that they expect to open up a standby queue soon after the attraction opens. Adam, are you excited for this?
Gotta make it difficult.
Yeah. Yes.
We talked about this last week, though. We talked about the fact that so many people, there's so much active. I mean, how many people ride per vehicle? You might not need this.
Exactly. So I think that while it sounds overwhelming, because we're still on all of this business for Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy, I think relatively soon it's going to dissipate and there's going to be a standby queue, which is great news because it is a high capacity attraction. So it can move a lot of people through. They just got to make sure that they know what's what and it's just getting started. So I wouldn't worry too much. If you're heading there, though, for June 28th or close to, we have an article up that will explain exactly how you join the virtual queue, the times and whatnot, and then also how to access Genie Plus because that has its own set of rules. But I wouldn't be frustrated. You're going to get on it. It has a high capacity, and we are all good.
Good.
Yes. Now, if you have a high capacity for running, and an affinity for Lena Bell, like someone else I know on here.
That's my girl. You're also my
Yes.
girl. Lena Bell's my girl.
Yes, you do love Lena Bell. The Duffy and Friends 3K race will be returning to Hong Kong Disneyland this fall over the Hong Kong Disneyland 10K weekend. So this is a series of themed races, just like we do here in the States. There's Duffy and Friends, Pixar, Frozen, etc. And that is going to be taking place November 2nd through 3rd. So there's the highest level is a 10K, which is the Marvel superheroes one, but definitely I am interested in the Duffy and Friends one. And I think mostly because we know how good the bounding and costumes are over in the Asian parks. So I can't even imagine what it would be like for this.
Here's the thing. My first thought was, we've done half marathons. Like, we can run more than a 3K easily, but I'm not going to, because that Lena Bell is not in those. I want to see my characters.
Yes, I want to see my favorites. I want to see Olumel. This would totally be a dream to take part in. So they haven't announced exactly the registration timeline, but you'll definitely want to stay tuned if this is something that you have an eye on, because I don't know if you saw the medal, but did you see who was on the medal for Duffy and Friends?
Lena Bell is on the medal.
Yes, it is Lena Bell. Adam's favorite is Lena Bell. My favorite is Olumel, with maybe a close tie of Lena Bell. So that is something that would be a dream to be able to do.
If you're watching,
now,
there's Lena Bell.
Oh, yes, there's your Lena Bell. I forgot I ordered that for you from Tokyo. Yes, the Duffy and Friends characters are adorable. So I can only imagine what the costumes will be. If you are interested, definitely hook up with MEI and MEI-Travel, because you don't want to go on your own to an international Disney park quite like that without having someone that knows how to do it. And now something that maybe some of us will get to do, it is still kind of a crapshoot, the Airbnb Icons, which we have discussed are these incredible, fictional images and places that Airbnb is bringing to life through the series. And they have now added Edna Mode's house. And if you look at the pictures, we have an awesome article up. This is Edna Mode's mansion and the design lab from Pixar The Incredibles. And so this is going to come to life in an Airbnb Icons property. And we now know some details, and you're going to be greeted by Edna herself, the fashion designer of legendary superheroes, super suits. The house looks super modern, very like California, mid-century. It is really cool. Did you check this out?
Yeah, my first thought was, like, it looks like, if anybody watches Big Brother, it looks like the Big Brother house.
Yes.
Which I thought was cool on a whole other level. But it just, again, we always talk about that word, like immersed, like being immersed. And this gives you that and then some. Absolutely.
And then Airbnb shared that guests will have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bring their own creative superpowers to life by designing their own customized super suit inside the design lab, which is inside the house that they're renting. And you really have to look through the pictures, because besides the house from Up, that is also one of the properties you can rent, this looks the coolest. Very, very neat. And this is not going to be like a traditional reservation with the Airbnb Icon properties. It's by request. It's, they're only giving away, I believe, 15 experiences. It doesn't cost anything, but 15 experiences is not a lot with the demand that they're going to get. And that's going to open up this week on May 24th at 9 a.m. Definitely check out our site if you want to see some pictures. But I know there's something that you and I both like to do, which anyone can do, and that's the Edna Mode experience at Hollywood Studios.
It's a great experience.
Yes, it is so awesome. It's also very cold in there.
That's a whole other reason why you should be going and doing this experience. And it's the music. There's really cool music in there too.
Yes. And this is kind of, if you look at pictures of the house on Airbnb, it definitely is reminiscent of what you can experience at Hollywood Studios, just obviously kicked up a notch and with a lot more square footage, but at least anyone will be able to visit that. And speaking of other very cool experiences, over the weekend, we have had our first haunted house announcement for Halloween Horror Nights 2024. Adam, are you ready?
I'm ready. Why is it not Halloween yet? It feels like it's May 20th. It feels like it should be August 20th.
I know. And it's like, I'm so torn. I don't want to rush summer, but also hearing these news and, we talked about Mickey's Not So Scary. All of it hypes me up. And now we finally have our first of the 10 haunted houses that will be coming to Halloween Horror Nights. And drumroll, please. Thank you. We have Slaughter Cinema 2. So this will be the sequel to Slaughter Cinema, the first edition, which we got to experience in 2018. And this was shared by HHN during a panel at Spooky Empire Horror Convention. This is going to be a sequel. It's basically a campy tribute to those slasher films, like very 1980s B-movie horrors. And we're going to be going back to the town of Cary, Ohio, which has been used a lot in the lore of HHN. And this is going to feature scenes with creatures, grindhouse gore, spaghetti westerns, and more. Adam, are you hyped?
I'm hyped for that. And then there's, 2 houses now, right? We've got a second.
Yes. So
I love this. Let's go. Let's make these announcements.
I know.
That's how I feel.
Let's get this going. So we did have today, Monday morning, which I did not see coming, that Halloween Horror Nights Orlando has announced Goblin's Feast. And the description is, welcome to Goblin's Feast Tavern and visit the Goblin Village, where a lavish feast is being prepared for goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, and witches. The only issue is you are the main course.
I love
yes.
that.
And you got to see it. The graphic for it looks amazing.
Both of these, we talk about original IP, and I love these houses, and usually they end up being like, I think some people sometimes find like the originals like a little cheesy. I find them like the best. Like I said, like I would rather have an original than The Last of Us. That's just my personal opinion.
Yes.
I definitely think not including the Stranger Things house.
Yes, absolutely. Stranger Things was amazing last year, but I will say I am in agreement with you. Universal goes all out with these original IPs, and it's so exciting to get to see them kind of flex their creative muscles and come up with these stories. And it's also even more exciting for longtime HHN fans to see kind of these characters and places, these fictional beings that they've created, and it's kind of weaved in every single year. And it's so exciting. I can't wait. It's going to start earlier than ever on August 30th, running select nights through November 3rd. So if you want to get hyped like we are, we have a video up on our site of the original Slaughter Cinema House from HHN 28, which was 2018. And then obviously all the ticket and date information we have up on our site. All the tickets are on sale. RIP tours are on sale, which we got to say, did you love your RIP tour?
The RIP tour is so worth it. The RIP tour, if you're going to go VIP at all, you might as well not. Instead of Express, it's actually not that much more just to do a RIP tour. I would very much recommend it.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you break down the cost of purchasing a ticket and the Express, it's really not that much more to do the RIP tour. We did a private one, but you don't even have to do that. You could just be paired with people because you're going to get to experience every single house, everything that the event has to offer. But if you do the private one, you can kind of say what houses you want to do. And how many times did we do Stranger Things last year?
6.
Yeah.
Because the thing is about all of these houses is the first time you go in there, you're not going to see everything. Like you need to experience them a few times.
Absolutely. And that happened to me last year in Stranger Things. I missed one of like the pivotal scenes when we're looking into the upside down at the trailer park. And I didn't even notice it like the first 2 times because these are just elaborate movie sets. And you really have to go through it a bunch to kind of see everything. And then even then you miss stuff.
Right.
So which is why I definitely recommend they have lights on tours. And those are going to be starting a little bit earlier with select houses in August. And this is also good if maybe you're a little afraid, which is totally normal. Maybe this is your first time and you kind of want to dip the toe. Those lights on tours are a wonderful way to see all the details because you're walking on a movie set, but you're basically going through it so fast and your adrenaline's running that you really miss so much.
Yeah, it's also cool just to note, like, if anybody's a fan of production, like the different shows that taped in the sound stages where you're walking is really cool to know. Obviously, grew up in the 90s and watching Nickelodeon Guts, and now it's like, oh, this is the stage where Guts taped. I mean, things like that are really cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know you love going through the Guts soundstage whenever we get the opportunity to cue through that and whatnot. But yeah, so you're gonna want to start planning now. I know it sounds so far away, and we don't want to rush summer, but really you got to get these things going. If you're an AP, there's been some awesome AP rates for Universal Orlando annual pass holders. I saw some rates under $100 for Endless Summer. We're Endless Summer fans.
Yes, I love Endless Summer. This is the first time, by the way, Carly, that even if people are scared of a house, like if the people can go in the new Tavern haunted house and get eaten, and if they're too scared to do that, they can just go to Finnegan's Tavern and just have
Or better idea, go to Finnegan's first. If you drink, loosen up with Juan, have a few beers, and that will make everything so much better.
Hello, Juan, and hello, Jan, if you're listening.
Yes, the awesome crew at Finnegan's. It's such a fun time during HHN. I cannot wait for spooky season. I know we keep saying it, and I love that they kicked off the announcement. Last season, the first house announced was Chucky. So to be able to kick it off with original IP, I think is 10 out of 10, no notes. Let's keep this going. We have 8 more houses to go. We don't know about scare zones. We don't know about shows. So I love this information that keeps trickling out.
And remember what we said when the movie came out. Wait, the movie is slipping my mind. The movie that we were like positive is going to be
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's, because Five Nights at Freddy's 2 comes out now. They announced in 2025. What better way than a house in 2025?
Oh my God. We love that movie. And, HHN a little bit last year had some activations featuring the incredible work from Henson Studios. The Bears were unbelievable to see in person. I saw them at Universal Hollywood at Orlando. They did a City Walk activation. So I cannot even imagine what it's going to be like to step into the 80s and go into that pizza parlor. It's going to be unbelievable. And finally, for something a little bit lighter than HHN, especially if you have little ones, Legoland Florida continues to deliver with events that are included in your ticket. And this summer, they will be hosting the Summer Brick Party, which is a special event with stunt shows, character greetings. And like I said, this is all included in theme park admission, which I love to hear. This will be taking place at the Legoland Florida Resort in Winter Haven, June 1st through August 11th. And they have announced some new live entertainment, which includes playtime with Hopsy and a dance party titled Party Play Fun. And then returning for another year of Summer Brick Party is the Go Extreme Stunt Show. We have some awesome pictures up. This debuted actually last year. And then we have another returning show. It's a Brickbeard's Water Stunt Show, which is an on-the-water stunt show with barefoot skiing, jump acts. You got to see the video we have because it's trippy to see a Lego character out on the water.
Hey, it's even the picture, even the screenshot on this is fun. The big thing I think about this story is $29 tickets for children.
Yes.
Legoland is affordable.
Mm-hmm. And I think, a lot of people think, oh my God, Orlando, so busy during the summer. All year long is busy now that people just kind of travel when they want to travel. There's no more the days of like, this is my summer vacation. Yes, it's hot, but you can get some really, really good deals. I'm so glad you brought up the Legoland $29 kid tickets. There are one-day tickets to all 4 Walt Disney World parks, Universal parks, under $100 a day. So if you can, here's the big caveat. If you can handle the heat, which it gets a little rough.
Yeah. What's that temperature set on behind you right now, Carly? Carly frees me out at home, by the way.
Yeah,
Carly
probably 65 degrees. But if you are at Legoland Florida, you can also beat the heat by going to their water park, which is amazing. Again, you're going to want to check out this, especially if you have little kids. This is the perfect kind of entry-level roller coasters. I love the park. It's so colorful. And then also, once again, on July 4th, they will be presenting Touch the Sky fireworks. You're going to want to head out there for the new Lego Ferrari build and race, which opened earlier this year. It's basically all in all a wonderful time to visit Legoland Florida. And again, if you can stand the heat, then I highly recommend heading over there. So that's all we have for this week's news in the queue. Wasn't too much, but we're getting on to a very exciting main attraction. But before, let's get to a quick word from our sponsors.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
Yes, this is very exciting. I know that we're hyped. Our publisher, Matt, got a first look inside DreamWorks Land, opening at Universal Studios Florida on June 14th. So he got to see it fully in action. There was Poppy, there was all our friends from Shrek, and we have an awesome story up. So if you aren't familiar, this is basically DreamWorks Land is occupying the real estate that was formerly belonging to Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone. So just past E.T., we had, the water slide, there was Barney, Curious George, but now that has all been transformed, fully reimagined, and it is bringing to life the incredible depth of work from DreamWorks Animations, which includes Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, Trolls, and more. Did you take a look at these photos?
I did, and it looks. I feel like for the short amount of time that this took to build, I feel like there's a lot here. I mean, even like the boombox snack area, it's cool.
Yes, they really did a great job. It's broken into several main areas. I think what's going to be very popular is Shrek's Swamp, and this is where you can meet Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey. There's going to be a nearby playground with a 2-level structure that kids could play in, and this kind of went off on social media because there is a Shrek outhouse with a slide that makes farting noises.
Of course it does. Which, by the way, there's some remnants of Fievel there, which I kind of like the fact that there's a kids area and a splash zone and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. It's Universal's obviously big on thrill and minimum height requirements for a lot of rides. So it's nice to have an area that if you have little kids, I could totally see them just kind of running off and playing. DreamWorks Imagination Celebration. This looks fabulous. If you were a fan of during the COVID era, the DreamWorks Destination, which is the venue where A Day in the Park with Barney is. This is kind of similar. We have that circle theater in the round situation going on, and it's indoor. So love an indoor show. And this is a stage show that's like very high energy dance party, and you could see characters from Shrek, Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda, Trolls. You're going to want to dance. And then I think one of my favorite parts was seeing the puppet versions of Donkey and Dragon from Shrek. So that looks really cool. I know that we loved going into Destination DreamWorks. It was such a cool spot.
I love it. I'm also really glad that the live Donkey is back.
Yes. Oh my God.
Which is great. And a guy that I know who I won't mention his name because of course he's really Donkey, plays Donkey. And I mean, it's really fun. And the Troller Coaster and the Shrek pretzels, there's so much to talk about.
Yes. Very, very important that you mentioned that. I am so hyped for this land because of its 2 quick service locations. There's Swamp Snacks and Trolls Treats, but I have to talk about Swamp Snacks because this is where you can get the infamous Shrekzel.
It's already infamous.
It's already infamous. And the land hasn't even opened yet, but it is already infamous. Green cheese it is served with. Will you try it with me?
I will try it. And, I'm not a huge fan. People are going to hate me for this. Not big on soft pretzels, as you know.
Horror.
Doesn't do it for me. But I will, of course, take a bite, and then you can have.
Yes, and if you are like us, we will be trying for the Universal Orlando Annual Pass Holder Preview, which will be taking place this upcoming weekend, which is Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully, Universal has announced, if you're listening to this on Tuesday, May 21st, they're going to be emailing the link, which is always so stressful because constantly going to be checking my email. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe we won't, but I'm going to be stalking the socials because I need to have this Shrekzel as soon as possible, along with the frozen ogre sour pop. And then over at Trolls Treats, there's some also really brightly colored stuff that you can get over there. But this looks really amazing. Definitely look through our full breakdown, merchandise, all the little play spots, you know, all the kind of little play-oriented spaces that maybe aren't exactly a full attraction, but it's just somewhere that you can kind of roam around, explore. Your kids can run around. Maybe you could sit down. You can go to the indoor show and sit down. But I can't wait for this summer, especially at Universal. There's so much coming when this officially opens to the public on June 14th. That will also be a very special day because they will be debuting a new lagoon show with drones and fireworks called Cinestation, a symphonic spectacular. And this is going to feature music from movies that we love, including a lot of throwbacks like your favorite, Back to the Future.
Great Scott, my favorite movie of all time. I have a question for you, just because I know a lot of people are going to Universal. It's Memorial Day weekend. Is there a chance, because we've seen this happen in the past, that they end up opening DreamWorks to everybody?
There's always a chance for that. And I was thinking about that earlier. Like someone mentioned in the comments, when you register, you can register for up to 8 pass holders. Just make sure you have everyone's card number. I know I grabbed that from you yesterday to make sure you have it. So you can register for a lot of people. And, you know, you never know. They could just soft open the land. As we've been seeing over at Tokyo Disney Sea with the Fantasy Springs, they're also in the preview for the land. And they've wound up basically every single day just opening it up to standby to let people in. This is a fairly large space, the DreamWorks Land. So I think that might be also an issue in case you can't get in or the link isn't sent to you or it's already filled up. But regardless, everyone will be able to experience it come June 14th. We got the new Lagoon show. We got the new Hogwarts Always Castle show. I'm hyped.
I'm really excited. I'm fingers crossed this weekend, the tribute store as well.
Yes. So we did post some pictures over on socials of the signs going up for the tribute store. It is definitely a throwback 90s thing. If you see the pin that's been coming out for the UOAPs, it says party like it's 1999. They're definitely tapping into nostalgia, and we are here to eat it all up. I know you are. Absolutely.
Let's go. Dueling Dragons. Let's bring it back.
Yes. Oh, God. I wish. So definitely keep up. Good luck if you are trying for that pass holder preview. Good luck if you're trying for the Tiana's Bayou Adventure preview. But the good news is we will all get to experience everything that's going on in Orlando once it all opens up to the public. And that, again, that date is June 14th for DreamWorks Land opening at Universal Studios Florida.
Awesome.
Yay.
And by the way, I see your comment, Johanna. Can't wait to explore the new land on her first trip in November. But a lot to explore. Not just that. I mean, you have so many things happening in the Orlando area.
Yes, it is definitely an exciting time. New attractions, new shows, entertainment. I am all for it.
Me too.
Yeah, so thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in today. Before we go, we want to thank our sponsor, MEI and MEI-Travel, and remind everyone to give us a rating and review wherever you listen. And of course, please follow us at attractionsmagazine.com and search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social accounts. Adam, where can folks find you?
I'm on a TV show called Nashville Insider, which airs all across America. You can go to nashvilleinsider.tv/affiliates to find out where it is in your area. You can also find me next to Carly every night because we're married and I love it.
Perfect. And you could find me on Instagram at Adventures by Carly and on X at Carly Caramana. And thank you all for joining us again. Until next week, I hope everyone stays safe. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. I hope you're doing something fun in the sun or theme parking, whatever it is. Have a good time doing it. Have fun, and we will see you next time. Bye.